the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast live.
You down with Rapaport? Yes, I am. 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 You better tune in, IamRapaport.com. Cause every single podcast, you know he drops bombs. I seen him on set, a seasoned vet with true talent. Catch him on his way to CrossFit, rocking the New Balance. He asked me to do the track cause he know I rhyme elite. But I'm just waiting for the Robert De Niro line of the week. Breakfast of Champions, hosted bagel, cream cheese, and lox. This is I Am Rapaport, the show never stops. You might catch him out in public, stretching his knees. But if you don't listen to the show, yo, wig up please. Wig up please. This is the
I Am Rapaport podcast.
You know, some people think that it's all fucking fun and games. And, you know, I'm in the bed, getting ready to go to sleep. And the phone is ringing. The computer is dinging. And I turn on the TV. And I'm forced to get the fuck out of bed, bring myself down to the gloom tomb in my house, and do an emergency podcast because it just won't stop. The fucking craziness, the fucking idiotic shit that's going on has forced me to do an emergency podcast. All right, first of all, I usually an emergency podcast is focused on one thing, but in the last 36 hours, so much shit has gone on, I don't even know where to fucking start. I don't even need to, like the Bill Cosby thing, I don't even know where to fucking, I mean, I can't say, it's all been said. He was on that shit. He was on that Weekend at Bernie's shit. Like he's on that dead weight dicking. Like everything is focusing and everything is showing that Bill Cosby was on that dead weight dick and shit. Like he likes fucking around with dead chicks that are put out on barbiturates and all that good shit. So this isn't even the thing that pulled me out of the bed. What really pulled me out of the bed, what I'm gonna go on is DeAndre Jordan, who, if you don't know, is a very good basketball player for the Los Angeles Clippers, who is talented but extremely limited. But he plays for the Los Angeles Clippers, who lost in a 7-game series after being up 3-1. This is for my non-basketball fans that might be listening, because I know not everybody knows the day-to-day shit with the NBA. But DeAndre Jordan is a high-jumping, athletic, limited basketball player who's very good on defense. He does a lot of good things. He brings a lot to a team, but he also is playing with a great point guard in Chris Paul. Long story short, so that's my cliff notes for people that don't follow basketball. This fucking guy made a verbal agreement to leave the Dallas Mavericks, and then in the 29th hour has decided to go back to the fucking Los Angeles Clippers because Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, Steve Ballmer, who's a quadrillionaire who owns the team, and the rest of the fucking Clippers have went to his house and came off vacation and left their what they were doing to go kiss this fucking guy's ass, who was a fucking baby. He made a verbal commitment to play for Mark Cuban's Dallas Mavericks, and now he's pulled out of that. And he's left Mark Cuban high and dry. He fucked Mark Cuban, and now he's back with the fucking Clippers. Listen, here's DeAndre Jordan. You're a fucking child. You're a baby. You're not at Baskin Robbins trying to figure out an ice cream flavor to pick. You're not at the fucking toy store trying to pick out Matchbox cars. Pick a fucking team. It's a basketball team, motherfucker. You don't just, this isn't a fucking, like, do I get a blue one or a white one? You pick a fucking team. You made it a commitment. You left the fucking Clippers because you didn't like playing with Chris Paul, and now you're back. And Mark Cuban, pull the fucking offer. You don't chase this fucking guy. I cannot believe this shit transcended, like it went down like this, and he held everybody hostage, and this is a guy who shoots like free throws like a third grader with one eye and a club foot. He's a professional basketball player who can't shoot free throws, who can't create his own shots. He wanted to go to Dallas to be the man. Although he cannot do anything on his own, all his points, the majority of his points come from playing with the greatness of Chris Paul. That's why DeAndre Jordan even was anywhere effective offensively. Rebounds, fantastic. Defense, fantastic. Energy, fantastic. But as far as being the man and creating your own shots, my man, you've never created your own shots. And now you've proven yourself to be a non-character guy. And Chris Paul had to come and kiss. If I was Chris Paul, I would have been like, fuck this guy. And if I was Mark Cuban, I would have been like, fuck this guy. Make him go play for the Toronto Raptors or the Utah Jazz or some shit like that. But you can't do that as business. You can't cut off your nose to spite your face. And now he's back with the Clippers. But the way he handled it was not classy. It was not he proven himself to not be a man of his word. He's proven himself to be a selfish baby, like the Clippers, like, we're not letting him go until he signs with us. And then they're kissing his ass. And the Clippers are still NWA, never winning anything. You're not winning shit. You got this guy, DeAndre Jordan, and bad business, bad karma. I'm sorry, you're not doing shit. This is an emergency I Am Rapaport podcast. Okay. There is a star defensive end, Jason Pierre Paul, I'm sorry. You dumb fuck you. If you don't know who he is, he's a defensive lineman for the New York Giants, a great defensive lineman. This fucking guy blew his fucking finger off on the 4th of July, fucking around with firecrackers and M80s. You dumb fuck. You stupid fuck. You're fucking around with sparklers and blackjacks and all kind of shit, and you blew your fucking finger off. Are you out of your fucking mind? And now this motherfucker got his finger amputated, and he's supposed to be playing back in the NFL. They said sooner than you think. And he hasn't. The Giants went down there to look at his fucking hand because they're in the middle of a contract thing with him. And this cocksucker who they're going to sign to their team is like, I'm good. I just blew off my index finger, but all's good. And another guy for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the same day, on the 4th of fucking July, another player, C.J. Wilson, who plays for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, this cocksucker lost 2 of his fucking fingers on the 4th of July. So now you got 2 professional athletes, 2 dumb fucks. I mean, I'm not going to move past JPP. You down with JPP? You know me. You down with JPP? Listen, Plaxico Burress is at home going, thank God, you dumb fuck. Because now, Plaxico Burress, who shot himself with his own gun after winning the Super Bowl, can say, I'm not the dumbest motherfucker to ever play for the Giants. Plaxico Burress is at home going, thank God. JPP, you surpassed me. I mean, the irony of this. You had a guy shoot himself in the leg, and then another asshole blow his fucking finger off. These are professional. These are grown men. Grown men. And they're like going back to DeAndre Jordan. They're saying, he's a grown man. He could figure it out. Obviously, just because you're 7 feet, 265 pounds, and jump out of the fucking gym doesn't mean you're a grown man. You're a fucking little baby, DeAndre Jordan. Okay? JPP, you need a babysitter. These motherfucking guys, they need babysitters, literally, like you need a nanny or a manny. Because you can't take care of yourselves. I'm sleeping. I don't need this shit. I don't need this fucking shit. I get dragged out of bed. I have to do an emergency podcast because I can't sleep, because I'm tossing and turning with all this foolishness. Scott, suck my Disick. These Kardashians, I don't know if it's them making these guys go nuts or vice versa, but I mean, they can't figure it out with the dudes. My man Bruce is now Caitlyn. Lamar Odom is fucking MIA. Tigger, the one who goes out with Kylie, or I don't know which one. He's got caught texting a tranny, which brings me to the fact that I've come to terms that Caitlyn Jenner right now looks better than Kris Jenner. Like, yo, if I'm taking a poll, if you would, like, you know, if you had to, you know, get down with one of them, which one would you get down with? Because right now, Kris Jenner's she's looking fucked up in the game. Now, I know she's been through a lot. And I have some compassion for her, although she's the ringleader of all this shit. But I saw a picture of her earlier in the day. Caitlyn is looking better than Kris. I mean, that's gotta fuck with you. The man that you were married to and had kids with is now a woman that actually looks better than you, who's getting better style points than you. And Scott Disick is just, I mean, your name is Scott Disick. She should have known, like, yo, if his name is, like, the self-esteem from your name being Scott Disick, that's his actual name, Disick. She should have known better. She should have fucking known better. I don't know what else. I don't know what else. And then there's a doctor. This guy, there's a doctor. I'm going to give out an impromptu sick fuck of the week. This doctor in the Detroit area, his name is Dr. Fareed Fada, something like that. I read about this motherfucker. He put hundreds of fucking patients. This is a legitimate doctor. I saw this on NBC. This motherfucker told people that they had cancer. A real doctor. A real doctor told people that they had cancer and put them on chemotherapy to make money off his patients. You sick fuck. You piece of shit, Dr. Fareed Fada. You motherfucker, you. And these people, first of all, imagine being told you had cancer and then being, you know, then going through the process to just first the emotional grief. And then actually going through chemo, like, and this cocksucker, this motherfucker did this. He's going to go to jail. He's going to be under the fucking jail. And I'm sure when people find out what kind of a fuckboy he is, and you got to look at the picture of Dr. Fareed Fada, the sick fuck of the week. He's the second person to win the I Am Rapaport podcast sick fuck of the week. He falsely diagnosed people. Can you imagine if that was your mother, your sister, your father, your brother, or you that this motherfucker did it to? So check it out. Check it out. Look him up. Look up Dr. Fareed Fada. He's the sick fuck of the week. You win that award. The I Am Rapaport podcast is sponsored by Casper Mattresses. Casper.com. It's an award-winning sleep startup. Go to Casper.com. $50 off purchase of any size mattress. Put in the code Rapaport, RAPAPORT, Casper Mattress in New York City. You could keep the bed for 100 nights. You could get your freak on for 100 nights. If you do not like the bed after 100 nights, you can return the mattress within 100 days. That's a guarantee. The bed will be delivered between 2 to 5 days anywhere in the United States and Canada. Same day delivery in New York City. We do not plug, we do not support, we do not take sponsorship from anything we have not tried and we are not passionate about 450%. All right, this is Michael Rapaport, and you are listening to the I Am Rapaport podcast, Al Pacino line of the week. It's going to be Scarface. It's a little bit of everybody knows the lines. You know them, you've done them. You've said them to yourself. You've said them in your sleep. You've said them to your friends, your girlfriends. You said them to your boyfriends. And so what are you looking at? You're all a bunch of fucking assholes. You know why? You don't have the guts to be what you want to be. You need people like me. You need people like me so you could point your fingers and say, that's the bad guy. So what that make you? Good? You're not good. You just know how to hide. hide and lie. Me, I don't have that problem. Me, I always tell the truth, even when I lie. Right there, fucking brilliance. I always tell the truth, even when I lie. So say goodnight to the bad guy. Come on. It's the last time you're going to see a bad guy like this. Let me tell you. Come on. Make way for the bad guy. There goes the bad guy coming through. You better get out of his way. This is brilliance. I guarantee you that this was improv and expounded upon, and Al Pacino riffed on some lines that were already written. What are you looking at? You're all a bunch of fucking assholes. You know why you don't have the guts to be what you want to be? You need people like me. You need people like me so you could point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy. So what does that make you? Good? You're not good. You just know how to hide, how to lie. Me, I don't have that problem. I always tell the truth, even when I lie. So say goodnight to the bad guy. Let me tell you something. You know how influential that line is? That's like, you could live your life on some of these lines from Scarface. Like, you could go through business, you could figure out your way through school if you really were able to implement some of this shit, some of the knowledge, some of the Shakespearean knowledge that, this film was written by Oliver Stone and directed by Brian De Palma. But Oliver Stone, the filmmaker, wrote this script, and then Al Pacino just went crazy and took it to another level. But the thing about that I always tell the truth even when I'm lying. And you people, you need people like me to point your fingers so you could say, that's the bad guy. So you're better than me. And these people that think they're good, they're just as much as scum as him, except for he's not even, it's just fucking great. That's the Pacino line of the week from the classic. I know everybody's heard it. It wasn't groundbreaking, but that is just one of the many quotes that we could do from Al Pacino from Scarface. This is the I Am Rapaport podcast. American Giant sponsors the I Am Rapaport podcast. Go to American-Giant.com. Check it out. T-shirts, sweatshirts, American made, American manufactured. Really good quality, soft, rugged, hoodies, sweatpants, all of it. AmericanGiant.com. American-Giant.com. The slogan for American Giant that we created is American Giant Clothing.
Champion. Can't fuck with this shit, yo.
They're giving my man Dustin Hoffman shit because he said the movie business is in the toilet. I say it too. I agree with him 4,000%. The movie business is in a crisis. Now, we're not talking about a crisis like, starving kids in Africa or earthquakes in Haiti. But so I'm not comparing it to that. But in terms of a business crisis, a creative crisis, I agree 4,000% with Dustin Hoffman, who's one of my favorite actors, one of the best actors. I know I should do the Dustin Hoffman line of the week. I do the De Niro line of the week, the Pacino line of the week. Dustin Hoffman means the same thing to me. Everything from Lenny, one of my favorite movies of all time, I think one of the best movies of all time. Lenny, which highly influenced my favorite movie of all time, which is definitely, in my opinion, one of the best cinematic experiences of all time. Lenny, the movie Lenny, influenced Raging Bull a lot. And Midnight Cowboy, Kramer versus Kramer. Shit. I mean, there's just so many. Scarecrow. Listen, I don't need to give the resume on Dustin Hoffman. He's a pillar of acting in this country. Tootsie. So much shit. So Papillon. So many goddamn movies. He said it. And now people are saying, they're arguing. Listen, when was the last time you were at the movies? The last time I've been to the movies one time in 6 months. I went to the movie theater for the first time in 6 months, 3 weeks ago to see Dope, the movie Dope, because there's nothing to go see. I will not go see. I'm going to go see that Minions movie. I can't remember the name of it. I'll go see it with my grandkids. I'll watch it on fucking DVD. My kids and I spend so much time watching those fucking Pixar movies. I'm not going to the theater to watch them as a grown man. I know grown-ups could appreciate it, but I watch fucking Finding Nemo and the fucking Incredibles and Monsters, Inc. When my kids were young, I watched them on a loop for about 6 years. I'm done with fucking Pixar until I have grandkids. I'll take my fucking grandkids to see that Minions movie in 3D or 6D when I have some grandkids. But in the meantime, all we have is superhero movies, superhero spin-off movies, the spin-off of the spin-off of the superhero movie. Yes. And yes, I would love to be in one. As an actor, they're great, they're big money makers, but creatively, we are in a major movie crisis. We are in a major movie crisis. Trust me. Trust me when I say this. It's because of television is great. The digital downloads are so accessible, but creatively, the movies that come out, I understand and I respect why most people don't want to go to the theater, because 9 times out of 10, you feel like you got fucked. You feel like you got duped. You feel like you wasted your fucking time to go to the movies. I love going to the movies. I have no life. People, I have no fucking life. I'm in a room by myself recording an emergency podcast about a fucking basketball player who won't sign with a team. You think I have a life? You think I got a fucking life? You think I got something going on? You think that I'm a healthy person? I like to go to the movies. I'm in a fucking box called the Gloom Tomb talking about an NFL player who blew his fucking fingers off. You think things are going good for me in my head? They're not. I'm all fucked up in the game. Okay? But one of the things I like to do that's been stripped away from me in the last few years is going to the movies and appreciating a good independent film, a great Hollywood film. I don't care what kind of fucking film it is. I like to go to the movies. Nothing has drawn me to the movie theaters. In 6 months, I go to the movie. It's like a seasonal thing. You go Christmas time when they release all the good movies. Because I don't go to see, listen, I'm not dissing them. They're great. Avengers, I don't go to see all that shit. Okay, I'm not with that comic book shit. I don't, that's just not my thing. But that's the majority of the movies that are being released are comic book movies and, you know, all this other craziness. And God bless them. I would love to be in them. And you know, I'm glad that those movies make money, but there's got to be a middle ground. It's like, let me explain something to you. In the 90s, like the Pulp Fictions, all the great independent films that were coming in the 90s and the early 2000s, those days are done. That middle ground game, the Beautiful Girls, all the Miramax movies, there's so many of them. Like those, Pulp Fiction wasn't a big budget film. That movie probably couldn't get made today. Okay? There used to be like indies that were made for $3 to $5 million. There would be $8 to $12 million, and then like the $20 million range, and then it would go up. Now it's all or nothing. It's all or nothing. Every now and then something will squeeze out in between, and then there's the boutique movies that come out at the end of the year that are great, that are the Oscar contenders. But what was really the last movie you saw that you'll really be thinking about, talking about, and you know, rewatching in 15 years and studying in 15 years? The movie business is in a financial and creative crisis. So I agree with Dustin Hoffman. And anybody who's questioning what Dustin Hoffman said, he's Dustin Hoffman. He knows what the fuck he's talking about. He's been doing this shit for 50 fucking years. You know nothing, you blogger on Yahoo. You know nothing, you blogger on this site or that site. You fucking bow down when you see Dustin Hoffman. This is a great American artist. You treat him like you saw fucking Pablo Picasso. When you see Dustin Hoffman, when he speaks, not to say that he knows everything, but he's 100 and he knows the movie business. He knows greatness. He knows what the fuck he's talking about. I don't know. I'm all fucked up here, man. People were begging me, please do famous white people with no lips. Do it, Mike Rapp. Do another segment of famous white people with no lips. So I had to go at the great Larry Bird. I had to hit him hard. He's one of the most famous white people with no lips. He looks like shit. I love you, Larry Joe Bird. I hated you as a player. I respect you. I've never seen you in real life. You're one of the few people who, if I saw in real life, I probably wouldn't even say anything to. That's how much respect I have for you, Larry Joe Bird. I probably would not say a fucking word to you, but you have no lips, my friend. Okay? So I'm going to just do a one-off on a white person with no lips, Larry Joe fucking Bird from French Lick, Indiana. His mouth looks like an open sore, okay? He looks like he has an infection in his mouth. There's no fucking lips there. This is what we got coming. Next week, my nephew Duncan, who's been barred from using the phone, he's back. He went away for a few weeks, went to a therapeutic living environment to get his mind right. He's coming back. I'm going to speak to him on the next podcast. I got a big red on red crime. It's going to be an all red everything podcast. Me and my man Bill Burr. He's coming. I got him. The lone red wolf. That's what I call him. I say that out of respect, but I fuck with Bill Burr hard. He's coming on a podcast. What else? I don't know, but that's it. This is an emergency podcast. This is Michael Rapaport alone in the gloom tomb, humming, coming at you. And you know I had to get you.